The round got underway at Alberton Oval, where Port took on Central District. It was a wet and windy contest, with the tough conditions testing the players. In his first game for the Magpies as an under-18, Henry Kerenua shone. Henry's from Darwin, and his family name Kerenua is synonymous with football in the Territory. He trained for most of the pre-season, but due to family commitments up north, this was his first opportunity to take to the field. Playing in the forward pocket, the 19-year-old scored 2 goals and demonstrated good clean skills for the conditions. From the country zone, Bradley Coulson's had a strong season for the Magpies, and round 12 was his best game yet. The 17-year-old ruck rover is pacey off the ball and accurate in his disposal. At the three-quarter time break, the Magpies were only 8 points up, and Brad really lifted in the last term, contributing to the win with a solid performance in the blustery conditions. Acting Central District captain Bradley Bain was named the Bulldogs' best on ground for his work around the stoppages and his leadership skills. The 17-year-old Xavier College student played well in the centre all day and is in his second year in the under-18s. Bradley trains with the seniors on Monday and Wednesday nights. First-year under-18, Reece Hocking started with the Bulldogs 3 weeks ago and has been named in the best players every week. Reece, the son of former Crows player Eddie Hocking, is a small running forward who plays in front, capitalising on his opportunities. Reece's local club is Salisbury and he attends Thomas More College. First gamer Cohen Pettit commutes from Broken Hill. The game on Saturday against Port was the first time the team had met him. It was a successful introduction. Cohen put in a good performance on the wing, with clean possession and good foot skills. In his first outing, he had 13 disposals and kicked a goal. Because of the tyranny of distance, Cohen will only play 3 games for Central this season, his next being in July. Unfortunately for Cohen and his teammates, the Magpies led all day and won by an 18-point margin in trying conditions. It was a similar picture at Richmond Oval, where West Adelaide took on Glenelg in rain, hail, but no shine, and the result was a muddy, slippery playing surface. For Westies, Harry Vick was named best on ground for the 7th time this season. Harry also had the honour of receiving the Maccas Cup MVP nomination for round 12. It was the 4th MVP nomination this season for the West Adelaide under-18s. A bottom-age player from the Happy Valley Football Club, 17-year-old Harry had an outstanding game with 30 possessions, 11 clearances and 9 inside 50s. In his first week as Bloods captain, Jai Da Silva really stepped up to the plate, replacing Jack Evans, who's out injured. Jai, a former Westminster College boy, led by example with his accuracy and effectiveness in the midfield. Another player with only 4 games under his belt is West Adelaide ruckman Cohen Creeper. Cohen comes from a basketball background and is 197 centimetres tall. He had 30 hitouts for the game. Cohen's progressing steadily with his football. He has a good range of movement, with the ability to duck and weave and an awareness of what's happening around the ground. Tyler Baker from Kingston in the southeast was good in the defensive 50. The overage has played 4 games for Glenelg this season and 2 games for the reserves. He took a good mark in the 4th quarter and with his work ethic is sure to get back into the reserves. Another player from the southeast, Tom Hutchison, has made the move from Millicent this year. Tom started at under-16 level in 2011 and then made his way to the 18s last year. So far this season he's played 8 games for the under-18s and 3 for the reserves. One player who revelled in the muddy conditions on the weekend was 17-year-old Cameron McPherson. A bottom-ager with a good attitude, Cameron worked hard in defence and is a disciplined player with consistent skills. He had 22 disposals and kicked a goal. For the Bays, it was a game of 2 halves, and although Westies coach Jared Mears had an inexperienced side consisting of 4 first gamers and 11 players with 5 games or less, they were gutsy in coming back from a 22-point deficit to win by a goal. Sturt and North Adelaide met at Unley Oval in round 12, and it was in the first quarter that the players copped the worst of the weather. The second half was windy, but overall the ground held up well for the game. Best on ground with 24 disposals was halfback flanker Ashley Rowe. Last season Ashley played under-18s for Country Victoria. In his second game for North, he gave a steady performance all game and had a strong second half. North on-baller Jonathan Hayes had a busy afternoon at the office, racking up a total of 37 disposals. 17-year-old Jonathan from Blackfriars is an accurate kick and an effective player in the centre and at the stoppages. Jack Turnbull's a bottom-ager who played in the under-16s last season. In his 5th game for the under-18s, the Modbury recruit took on rucking duties for the game and ended up with an impressive 49 hitouts, 18 of those in the first quarter. Tyson Lindsay kicked 3 majors for the Roosters. Halfway through the third quarter, he took a clean possession, gathered the ball in the wet, sold the dummy and scored a classy goal. For the Double Blues, best on ground Levi Elms had his work cut out for him at full back. In the second half, the Roosters were relentless in attack and he played a big part in keeping their scoring opportunities down. 18-year-old Levi has come up through the junior ranks and has had a standout season. 3 players from Sturt spent the morning exercising their grey matter at university doing exams and then raced to Unley to suit up for the physical challenge of the match. Hugh Watson was one of them. Hugh's in his first year with the club. He's an overager who plays on the ball with pace and is effective in the clearances. Josh Arch is another hard-working uni student who completed an exam in the morning and then went on to play his best game for the season. Plagued by injury early in the year, the centre-half back has put in a solid effort over the last 3 rounds. On Saturday, Josh demonstrated good defensive and rebound skills and a strong tackling ability. But all of their hard work just wasn't enough in the end. In round 12, it was another good win for the ladder leaders North Adelaide. They came from 7 points down at the long break to win by 4 goals. The Panthers met the Redlegs at Norwood Oval under lights in round 12. In a generally competitive contest, the game was played man-on-man, but the home team was far too strong. Captain Matthew Hallandale was back for the Redlegs after having a week off due to concussion. Playing in the midfield, Matt is a rover from the Tea Tree Gully Football Club. The small inside midfielder was named best on ground. He's an excellent tackler, fast on his feet and effective at the stoppages. Also from the Tea Tree Gully Football Club is Blake Hellier. Blake has spent most of the season in the reserve side and has returned to the under-18s because of numbers. Blake's been with the club for 6 years. He's a solid defender who makes good use of the ball around the ground. He had a successful game against South, shutting down his opponent. Norwood fullback Dylan Orcello from Rostrevor College is 190 centimetres. He's an athletic player with strong hands who put in a good effort against South with excellent tackles and spoils. Josh Pitson has spent 5 years with Norwood and is another player who started his football at Tea Tree Gully. Josh is an exciting defender who runs well through traffic, is accurate in his disposal and makes good decisions. For the Panthers, it was a disappointing performance overall. Norwood kept the Panthers goalless in the first and third quarters. Best on ground for South 2 weeks in a row was Alex Nicholson, who's played 8 games in the under-18s this season. Also deserving of another mention this week is Lockie Hartshorn. Lockie put in another strong performance with a total of 22 kicks, 12 handballs and 6 marks. He was a reliable player in defence and around the ground. Lockie's a first-year player from Sacred Heart College. South Adelaide coach Tony Bamford was very disappointed with the effort put in by his team on the weekend. Norwood took the points, running out convincing winners by 75 points.